Hey, new week, new stuff. I actually skipped the week in releasing, which is weird for me, but just because I had two videos come out the same week, then I was like, well, one's an hour and 20 minutes, and one's about TV shows, and came out just after Better Call Saul ended, so... Yeah, anyway, I got a plenty of stuff I actually was going to film last week, but I decided I only filmed an unboxing video for my latest second site release, which is The Witch. So I will have a secondary video about this, even though it'll basically be useless to watch when you realize that everyone else has done a video about it. But yeah, this is the 4K pack. Comes with a bunch of book art cards, the thick-ass book, and the 4K Blu-ray. And yeah. I really liked the film. I wanted to get the 4K, but then I found out they had released the 4K in the US, but then I found out it was a bad transfer or something, and so then Second Sight announced this, and I was like, sure, I'll buy that, because I really like The Witch, and it looks fantastic on 4K, so yeah. Went to JB, had a buy two, get one free, so I picked up Glass for free. I didn't like this movie when I first saw it. I haven't seen it since. So, but I do like M. Night Shyamalan, and I would like to get more of his films. Actually, I've basically got, I think, all of the films that he's released on Blu-ray. I think. It's really hard to get, like, Signs and stuff. I haven't got Lady in the Water, or, actually, that's a lie. I haven't gotten a heap of his films. I don't have, like, the Will Smith one. I don't have The Last Airbender. A lot of them are terrible. So I don't have a lot of his bad ones, and I need to get The Visit, because that's, like, one of his most recent good ones. Old was really good. I didn't care for Glass, it gave me a headache, but I bought it yesterday, got it for free, and I buy to get one free, with Waterloo from IMPRINT. I don't know. I missed out on getting their slipcover edition, so I figured I'd buy this one. But I also picked up House of Cards with it, this being the Orson Welles film, not directed by him, but starring him. Yeah, and you got some artwork on the inside, which I don't even know if I really opened this, did I? I don't think I did. Yeah, I was debating getting this for a while. They had their previous, the same buy two get one free I got last week's, like the Denver one and all that. I was going to get this one, decided against it. But, yeah, it's got some nice artwork to it. I bought these after watching Nope. I watched that with Pierre. And I had a minor panic attack whilst watching that film. Kind of, I don't know, I suffered badly from a very claustrophobic scene, really got to me, and so I was just, like, kind of out of it after the movie. I really liked the movie, though, like, I'd love to watch it again, but it was, like, 6 o'clock, and so we went to JB, because it was still open, so I bought those. Earlier on the day, I'd actually picked up this, which is second-hand, so probably just have some damage to it. Well, definitely has some damage to it. This is Audrey Rose, the imprint edition. Picked it up second-hand. It was still $25. But I got it from, what's the... Play Music DVDs. They have an interesting range. They had the Vampire limited edition, 3,000 unit release, which I really, really wanted, but they had it for $80, and I was like, I might as well, like, I flicked through the booklet, and it was an interesting booklet, but I'm like, I don't know, for $80, I'd prefer to just stick with the $30 standard release that's coming out in October, so I'll get that instead. Not to mention the fact that I had actually ordered, they had as well, the Raw Second Sight edition. I really love that film. But I have the Australian edition, which for once is actually a really good edition. It comes with a fuck ton of special features and a slipcover. This one does come with a booklet and some art cards, and I think maybe an extra commentary or an extra special feature or two, but for the most part, it's basically the same stuff as the Australian release. Not to mention it's the exact same transfer, so there's no difference with the video and audio. But a lot of the stuff on the Monster Fest edition from Australia is fantastic, so I really debated getting it the second sight release of Raw initially, and then seeing it at Play Music DVDs, and it was like $90, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that to myself. I don't even know I don't think it's still available on the store. I'm pretty sure their standard edition just came out, so there's no reason why their limited edition would still be available. But yeah, so I only ended up buying Audrey Rose. They had another 3-pack set which had the band from Planet X, which I've been wanting to get for a while, and it was also $80. I was like, I could get that instead, but it's $40 on Amazon, so I'll just get it from Amazon. What I'm trying to say is that this store has some great secondhand releases of the imprint releases. Usually they're all $20 to $25, which is great. That's usually just under retail price or equivalent to. Some of them being out of print releases as it is. Like one of them I got was the A Place... Isn't it A Place in the Sun? I think, yeah, A Place in the Sun. I got it there for $20. I got back there yesterday. They had the same release. They had a second version of it. They didn't even have it on the shelf. Maybe someone had returned it, you know, like sold it to them or whatever. Either way, I also bought The Long Ships. I don't know if this is any good. It's a Viking film. I like Vikings. You know, I've heard mixed... I looked it up and it had some mixed reviews, but I figured why not, you know, it could be interesting. 2.5 hour long epic kind of deal. Well, it takes 2 hours and 6 minutes, but still. I know, I'm very caught up on the Play Music DVDs, but it's just one of those things. If I go to a store like that and all the stuff is so expensive, the same goes for like Minotaur, but I mean, all of theirs is like $20 to $30 now because it's all half off because they're trying to get rid of it all. So I should have gone there. I just didn't have the time when I got there in the city. Anyway, got Long Ships. Cool. More imprint. That's always nice. Then we get the zanier shit that we got. So all of that stuff I'd gotten mostly because of the sale. The only one I had actually watched before was Glass. And The Witch, of course. I'll save the best, this one, till last. This is fantastic, but I'll show you the other ones first. I really debated getting the Arrow video release of it, but I ended up buying the standard release of Legend, which does come with both the director's cut and the theatrical cut. It is the European theatrical cut, so that's concerning, because apparently it's different to the American cut. There's like 3 different versions, so I'm probably going to watch the director's cut. If you've seen this, let me know which one the best versions to watch. I'll more than likely just watch the director's cut. I think the European theatrical cut is better than the American one because it has like the better music or something. I can't remember, but it was $10 on Amazon, so I figured I'd buy it instead of getting the Arrow video release, which has, I'm pretty sure that has the American cut, but it also has the director's cut, but it doesn't have the European cut. It does have like more special features, but it was like 5 times the price because it was like $50. So I'm like, and it was only released in the US, so it was like region A. So I'm like, I'll just buy it like this and we'll go from there. Then from the Amazonians, which I thought was such a weird thing to do, I bought Doctor Who and the Daleks. I really wanted to watch this film when it was re-released in cinema, but I had tonsillitis. I wasn't able to go. The one day it was fucking screening at the Astor, and my mate, who also wanted to go, had a shift, so we both couldn't go. But either way, I ended up buying the Steelbook edition, which looks fucking phenomenal, mostly because the artwork, despite looking great for the Daleks, that's the artwork on, like, the standard edition that you can get at, like, you know, JB Hi-Fi and whatever. I hate that artwork. I don't like it at all. Like, you'd be probably thinking, like, oh, you know, it's a bit comic booky and whatever. It's like, why not? It's Doctor Who. It's basically a kid's movie. It's literally rated G. But I'm also like, just for an example of what the inside artwork looks like, even though you might have already seen it before. It's got some nice artwork. But I love the way they make the Daleks stand out. It's glossy. It just looks phenomenal. It does come with the J card, of course, which does still have more of that artwork, which I'm not fond of. Realistically, I could have gone with buying the, you know, deluxe set that they had, which has that newer comic booky artwork, but I decided against it, despite it being like, oh, it comes with a big set with a booklet, and it's all nicely metallic-y, it comes with a coin, it's like a really nice collector's set for a film I've never seen. And they had it at Zavvi, they had both of them at Zavvi for like $90, and I'm like, I don't really think I want to do that to myself. And then they had like the Steelbooks, which were like $53 each. But then that first one, the Doctor Who and the Daleks, sold out. So I was like, fuck, alright. But I really wanted to get this one, which is The Invasion of Earth. But I really wanted to get the Steelbooks. I didn't want to get the standard release from JB, despite them being $25 each. So of course that's still... This one has much nicer artwork. I like the blue. It just works better. But just getting these Steelbooks, they look so fracking good. It just looks fantastic. Still not huge on the human artwork, but like all this stuff is great. It just looks bad in my mind. But I love the rest of the look of it, the Daleks and everything. This is very, very classic Who. I've never seen these films, but I wanted to get the UHD, so I didn't want to just get the standard edition. I grew up with Doctor Who as it was, mostly obviously the modern Who, but I have seen a lot, no, not a lot, I can't say a lot, I've seen a very small squibbit of the original Doctor Who, a lot of 4th and 5th Doctor stuff, some 6th Doctor stuff, not much else. So I've watched some in black and white, some in colour. You know, there's so much lore to it that's insane that I'd be like, I'd love to buy it all one day or stream it all and binge it. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. But yeah, I thought those films would be fun, and so I bought them on Amazon. It was like $110 in total. Came in perfect condition. I'm like, that's fantastic, because it basically was cheaper than buying it from Zavvi. Only by like a few dollars, but it's like, not to mention the fact that the first film wasn't even at Zavvi anymore. So it's like, I would have had to have bought that for like $60, $70 on eBay, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. And I didn't want to buy the big sets or the standard edition sets, so I went with the steelbooks, which is weird. I'm not big in buying the steelbooks that much anymore, but when the artwork is this fucking nice, I couldn't resist. Talking about can't resist good artwork, I really like this film, the Live, Die, Repeat, which it was called in the US, but of course in Australia and the UK, Edge of Tomorrow. So this is actually a sleeve, which isn't really too dramatic except for having the title on the spine on both sides, and the Live, Die, Repeat title on there, and actually being like a silhouette around them. It's not really a silhouette, but it kind of gravitates around them. Not much on the back. In fact, nothing on the back in terms of the artwork for the sleeve, but, you know, I've never seen this before. This doesn't, like, it happens with steelbook, sure, but not steelbook sets like this. It's insane. So that's beautiful, and it's really nicely wrapped, so if you look at it, it actually wraps around the back of it there. You can't really see it, but yeah, it wraps around the back rather than the sides. Of course, it is still a fingerprint magnet, but it's clear acrylic. It's clear plastic, who really cares? Because the rest of the set isn't a fingerprint magnet per se. You've got this nice artwork, which obviously you had already seen. It actually wraps around as well. So you got the big creature dude, but it still looks freaking nice. Obviously no title on the box at all, except for on the top. And you've got the Warner Bros. 2022 label there. I really didn't care to get this, but, I figured, 4K UHD, Dolby Atmos. I've got, like, the edition, it's actually here, the standard Blu-ray that had come out all those years ago, but it's actually, like, the 3D lenticular cover. It's nice. This is one of those films that when I first got my TV in here, my dad and my brother were watching it, but because I hadn't calibrated the TV right, the frame rates of it looked terrible because it was like too choppy, especially for a fast-paced action film. And I'm like, God, that's terrible. I need to fix it. A lot of that happened back in the early days. I'll look at that later because we'll look at the steelbook first. Matte finish steelbook. Nice artwork. It has some minor like spot gloss, I think. It's hard to... It's just got that shimmer and shine. Like, you look at it plainly and it looks fine, but then you kind of put some light under it, so you look at it plainly, then you put some light, and bam! Look, it just kicks in some shine around them. It looks fantastic. This is also basically a landscape one as well, which is also fantastic. Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat, all that bullshit. You got the 2 discs on the inside, from the Blu-ray to the 4K disc. Obviously, this is from Zavvi, so it has the UK stuff. I did take off the stickers. They came off the plastic, which is nice. Really good steelbook. Like, sure, you could have gone with embossing or stuff, but I'm like, I think just the kind of gloss that they went with really works for it. You do get a behind-the-scenes booklet, which has literally the exact same artwork, but without the pizzazz, basically, because it just looks flat rather than actually popping like the steelbook does, which goes to show the steelbook just looked great because it has that extra touch to it. This has minor dialogue, descriptions and stuff, but it's mostly just behind-the-scenes shots from the film. There's not too much to go into because it's mostly just images. Yeah. it's not bad, you know. It's tricky to capture on a camera because, you know, you kind of have to get a particular angle for it. But yeah, yeah, it just shows that they have some good practical effects whilst also having digital effects mixed in. If you look at it this way as well, the front and back image, if I can get it right, yeah, actually combine, which is cool, but completely unnecessary. You know, it is what it is. And last but not least, this, I don't actually know if the film is upscaled or not to 4K. I'd have to look into that. This has a selection of things. I actually had to cut up the back of it. This part, the J card. I don't care for J cards much either, but I like having them just to detail special features and stuff, copyright stuff. I cut off the base of it, which came with like all the dated copyright stuff, just because it was just too long to fit into the set. And I didn't really want to fuck with the set too much because I like this set. You've got 2 posters. Here's your first one, which is a very nice poster. Like, this is one I hang up on my wall. Not just because Emily Blunt's gorgeous, but because it's a cool poster. I mean, like, in contrast, poster-wise, if I was a hardcore fan, I'd probably put this up as well, but this is just schematics for the suit, and it looks a bit... It's okay. It just looks like a giant schematic, which I think is the point. It's a giant schematic. It's just in the form of a poster. I say that to emphasize because it comes with character cards, but the character cards is Tom Cruise, schematic, Emily Blunt, schematic, and random soldier, schematic. It's cute. I like it. They're little cute little cards. Nothing on the back, just some copyright stuff. Yeah, that's all the Blu-rays I've had come in. I did get a standard edition version of Suspiria for Region B. It's meant to be a birthday gift for a colleague, but that colleague quit today, and I didn't get to see them, and it came in today when I got home, rather than meant to be coming in on Friday, and it's just one of those really shitty things where I got a colleague into Argento's films, and it was going well, to the point that he borrowed a few of them. Well, in this case, he only borrowed Bird of the Crystal Plumage, but I was going to lend him, like, Deep Red and a few of the others. And it just kind of turned out pretty shitty, but he's ordered, like, the soundtrack for the film to come in, but, like, it's meant to be coming to work, and obviously he's not there anymore, so it's like, shit, okay, so he's given me his number, so I will text him when the CD comes in, so I'll probably give him the Blu-ray then as a birthday gift, because it's like, why not have the movie and the soundtrack? If he happens to have bought the movie by then I'll just keep the movie. It was only like $18, so I'd be happy to have a Region B version. But either way, I still have the all Region 4K and this in the Region A Synapse version, even though they're both Synapse anyway. I think it's like Synapse, but I like calling it Synapse. It sounds cooler. I will actually be jumping into the theater room, into my bedroom, because I got a bunch of figurines, including I built some Lego, so I'm going to go show that off. So here we are in the bedroom. I've actually put on a new, not a new shelf, emptied out a whole entire shelf, basically, to insert. We have the Friends Lego set, because I like Friends, I grew up with it, you know, still watch it till today and whatever, but yeah, you know, cute little set, you know, you got all your main characters here. Obviously you can take this out if you want to. You got Rachel, Phoebe singing at the back there. If you're an eagle-eyed person, you realize, yes, that is Harry, Ron, and Hermione from another Harry Potter Lego set, and they're just sitting on the table, sitting on the little stools, having a polyjuice potion. And then you go further on, and I had shown this off the other week to the degree of, hey, look, I got a new Lego set. This is the... Oh, I didn't realize I'd left that in. This is the NES with Super Mario Bros. Well, Super Mario Brothers. Yeah, I bought the Lego set. Built it. It looks wonderful. Honestly, one of my favorite Lego sets next to R2-D2 and the Saturn V. Because, of course, you can still wind this, and he does jump around. Yeah. And he does come with a little I bought this guy in the starter pack. It was all on sale, so it was easier and better to get this one. But yeah, I'll turn them off so I don't get any copyright stuff from Nintendo. But yeah, so it's a cool collection thing. I really like how I've displayed it. I think it looks nice. It's a bit tightly put in there, but it works. Also, for the sake of it, some of you all might know that I'm a fan of the Alien films, so I'd actually bought some more NECA figurines. In this case, you've got Ash. I've got him with his scrunched up magazine and his glass of milk. Really nicely detailed, interestingly menacing. Stands up really well. Same as Kane, who I've given his torch and his gun, which is actually in a deleted scene. Who would have thought it? And I've put on the facehugger onto his head because I thought that was a really cool way to combine it. I still love these designs, the copper look. I wish I could get Dallas in his pink suit. I actually rewatched the film in 4K the other day because it's such a fantastic movie. But yeah, it's just interesting, like looking at all like my figurines and being like, oh, okay, so every single tool that Ash has in the movie comes out as a figurine, which is really nice. Ash also comes with it's not exactly an opposable head because you can't actually interchange it, but he does come with his disembodied head, which is really nice. Also got Parker. I've got Brett on his way. I've actually attached him with the the zappy device that he never really uses in the film. And he's got his flamethrower on his back, which is cool. I do have Lambert and Ripley in the spacesuits, plus the Geiger version of the Alien. As a bonus, I bought the bloodied Xenomorph. I do have Brett on the way. He's coming from Amazon, so that might take a while to come in. But yeah, he's really nice. I love the cloudiness in the skull. But yeah, really cool. Can't wait to get him with like Brett and have him get fucking killed. As a decent comparison, I do have, of course, the Geiger Alien, which, as you can see, if it'll kind of focus better, apologies about the focus, I've only got two hands. Yeah, there's a decent amount of contrast between the two figures. Obviously, this one's more of a translucent plastic, this one's thick black. Yeah, I don't think I'll get the standard one. If I do, I'd prefer to get the 1/4 inch version, 1/4 scale version. But yeah, so they're really nice. And as I mentioned, I do have Lambert and Ripley with a spear gun, Lambert with a gun and a torch, just because they have only those kind of hands, which is kind of disappointing. But they stand really nicely. The only one who doesn't is Parker, who I gave a platform. He's the only one who doesn't stand well at all, but the rest of them stand fine, which is great. Thanks for watching. Yeah, a lot of shit in this week. So much more stuff is meant to be coming throughout the weeks, as it always is, and I will see you next week, or the week after. Obviously, I'm not got the COVID anymore, so that's fantastic. It kind of died off within 3 or 4 days, so that was great. But, anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Adios.